Channel. Engaging fireside chat format with strategic growth for the hospitality industry, insights of profitability and competitive edge. This session will feature one-on-one discussions with prominent industry leaders, each sharing their unique strategies and perspectives on achieving profitability and staying competitive in the global hospitality landscape. Moderating this series of fireside chats is Ayla Heyfegil, Managing Partner at Servotel. Buyurunuz efendim.
Welcome, please.
Hoş geldiniz. Ve ilk olarak, and first of all, Dimitris Manikis, President EMEA, Wyndham Hotels and Resorts. Mr. Manikis, welcome to the stage. Please have a seat.
So, good afternoon, everybody. I think we are very hungry, we know that. But this is very exciting because Dimitris is here with his full energy and we have questions for him. Exactly, just before lunch. So we'll keep you very excited here. Thank you for coming here and thank you for supporting our forum this year. Very big supporter. And we have a few questions concerning, of course, Wyndham. And let's start with the importance of the Turkish market for Wyndham. How do you position it?
I'll tell you, I wrote my notes last night, and I decided I'm not going to use my notes. So my team knows very well that I always speak out of script. Last night I met an interesting Turkey hotelier, and he asked me a very interesting question. He said, all these big brands, you're coming to Turkey, what exactly does that mean to you? And what exactly are you doing for the country? And that completely changed my speech for today, or to answer your questions. And I would like to take the opportunity to actually thank all our Turkish partners, and I would like to thank Turkey because your country has actually given the opportunity for Wyndham Hotels and Resorts to be the #1 company, brand in this country. We have 125 open and operational hotels in 45 cities. And I want to thank every single one of you, and I know that, most of you are out there having fun at the coffee break, but for all of you who are here, I just want to thank you for giving Wyndham Hotels and Resorts the opportunity to do what we do in Turkey. Not only because you made us the #1 international brand in this country, but because you've given us enormous talent. And that's what Turkey means to me. I see some of that amazing talent that we are hiring in this country. We hire incredible talent in this country. We hire talent that actually supports our business outside of Turkey, not just in the country. And I could go on and on. I mean, we're not here 70 years as Hilton is. That would make me like 100 years old. So I'm glad that I'm not. But we are the world's biggest franchisor. We've got 9,200 hotels in 95 countries. But more importantly, every time I speak about this country, I always remember about the general manager of the Ramada in Diyarbakir. And I say to my team, if you make sure that this general manager in Diyarbakir of that Ramada is happy, then the whole 9,200 hotels are happy. Why? Because every single general manager, every single hotel in our network is as important as this general manager in Diyarbakir. And I'm going to send you all my picture when I go to the Ramada in Diyarbakir, and I took this famous selfie. And I was so happy because finally I made it to the Ramada in Diyarbakir. So to answer your question, first of all, thank you to this country for everything that it has done for Wyndham and everything that it has been doing for Wyndham and it will do for Wyndham. We're going to get to 150 hotels by the end of 2025. I met some amazing people here, some amazing professionals, and thank you for giving us this wonderful team that I'm really proud to work with. So That's the only thing I have to say about our presence here.
Perfect, perfect. I think coming to our next question, which is your priorities. When you say Diyarbakır, we understand that you want to have hotels all around Turkey. So it's also the priority of the tourism in Turkey today to differentiate what we are doing, not only just stuck up in the big cities, in the major cities, but go all around Turkey and promote Turkey. So to hear from you, your priorities.
Priorities. I mean, we have a presence in 45 cities, right? For us, it's not just about Istanbul or Izmir or Ankara. It's about Diyarbakir, it's about Kayseri, it's about all the tier 2 and tier 3 cities that we currently have a presence today. And I'll tell you, a lot of my team members and a lot of investors are asking me, how do you see your priorities in different markets? And I'll tell you one simple thing. I don't know how many of you live in London or have lived in London. I live in London. And one thing that we do in London every morning, regardless if the sun is shining, we always take an umbrella with us. Right? Regardless if the sun is shining, because we do know that at some point in the day it's going to rain. And why I say that? Because our priority is going to, in this country, despite the fact that we are as big as we are, always keep an umbrella. Always think of what are you going to do to make sure that you are as relevant to all these people that we do business with the next day. The second thing that I learned the hard way in the business that I do, and I've been servicing the hospitality industry very proudly for 35 years. That makes me very old. I just turned 60, for those of you who think that, I know I look younger, but it's okay. I just turned 60, and I've been part of this amazing industry for 35 years. In Turkey, as we do in every single country around the world, I learned something in South Africa. Be first, be fast, or be food. If you're not first, and if you're not fast, you're going to be food. And that's exactly what we do in this country. We're first, we're number one, we're fast. I think my team is actually far faster than I can cope. Every day they say, I've got this great idea. Özlem comes in and sends me a WhatsApp. I've got this great idea. What are we going to do? And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa, slow down, slow down. So be first, be fast, or be food. That's very important for us to grow in Turkey. And the third and most important, how many of you open up the TV every morning you wake up? You open up CNN or BBC or Turk's CNN, and you get another curveball, another challenge, another geopolitical challenge, another set of bad news. How do you plan in a world that changes every day, every single day? And what I say to my team, and it's one of our priorities here in this country, control the controllables. Only worry about the things you can control. The things that you cannot control, stop worrying about. And what we can control in this country, it's the following. Grow in every single tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Follow the government's infrastructure projects, the airports, the highways, the ports. Follow where our owners are going to take us next. Most of our business is actually coming from owners who have another hotel with us. And for us, that's an extremely important value and the trust that they feel doing business with Wyndham. But more importantly, we're in a business of people. You hire people, actually one of the things that I always done in my career, I always hire people who are better than me, because that's the only way to grow. So we hire great talent, priorities, great talent, be in every tier 2 and tier 3 and tier 4 cities. Make sure that you promote Turkey everywhere that we can in all the Wyndham channels. And fourth, follow the infrastructure projects that the government is actually introducing, because this is going to be the new place where people are going to travel.
Exactly, and I think you also have another competitive edge. You are giving a lot of franchise, meaning that you trust what has been done by the investors. Yeah. So you support them in different channels, but then you trust what they know.
That's true. That's true. We are, so just to give an idea, out of the 9,200 hotels that we've got, about 9,000 of those, they're actually franchise. We've got 25 brands. Do not ask me to name them because I won't remember them all, but we do have 25 brands. And 98% of our business is actually franchise. So what do? We trust the operator that they know what they're doing. We trust the white label operators. We trust the general managers, that the owners, yes, we help them. Yes, we support them. We have our director of franchise operations. They're very close to the hotels. But at the end of the day, in a franchise, in a pure franchise world, you gotta trust the operator. You gotta trust the owner that is gonna do the right thing. We do the right thing from a brand perspective, but you gotta trust the other party that they're doing equally the same. So that's our business model. It has proven to be very successful because it has made us the biggest hotel group in the world in terms of properties. Other people have other models. That's why this is such a wonderful business, because everybody can really coexist and everybody can really be very successful.
Perfect. That's a really competitive edge, especially for you here in Turkey. But of course, day in, day out, we face challenges. So what keeps you awake in the evenings? Especially, there are so many things going around with sustainability, with keeping the talent, with the inflation going around. The investors, they do want to invest, but they have to find the money. And all these, what keeps you as Dimitris?
Really, I mean, to be perfectly honest, what keeps me awake at nights is Netflix. So Netflix, unfortunately, keeps me awake at nights. I don't sleep much. I watch a lot of Netflix series. I can give you some really good ideas if you want to watch something really interesting. So Netflix is one thing that keeps me awake at nights. I think the thing that wakes me up at nights on a serious note, actually Netflix is serious, but on a more serious note, is where is this industry heading? I go to a lot of conferences, and I'm really fed up of listening about over-tourism and no lack of people and nobody wants to travel or whatever. I don't know if you know, this is going to be a year that we're going to have about 1.4 billion people traveling around the world. We're going to have more people traveling than ever before in the history of humanity. We've got more hotels opening up all around the world. We've got more airports opening. You know what happened after COVID? We all realized that travel is not a luxury. Travel is a necessity. One of the things that I learned a lot from, when you travel, and I travel about 3 times a week, I stay back, when I get to the airport, I stay back and at the arrivals hall, and I like to watch why people travel. And it's, I don't know, I recommend you do that. So stay back, grab your luggage, stay back, and let the other people go as they come into the arrivals. You see grandchildren running to their grandparents. You see wife waiting her husband with a rose or with a stick, depending on the relationship. You see people going for a funeral. You see somebody with a briefcase and wearing a suit going to a business meeting. This is the beauty of travel, ladies and gentlemen. We connect people. And for me, what wakes me up at nights is when we stop doing that. But what wakes me up in the mornings, very happy, apart from the fact when I look at myself in the mirror, is the fact that our industry is growing, is the best industry in the world. We're in the industry of making people happy. We employ the best talent in the universe. And when we realize that we get to put a smile on our face and we serve people. When I wake up in the morning and I wake up with that thought, I'm the happiest man on earth. I have a friend who told me once, he's a very famous actor, and he told me once, oh, you cannot believe how difficult my job is. I said, really? Can you tell me more? He says, I perform in front of people for 3 months a year, and I have to learn all the words, and I have to smile all the time and be performer. I said, have you ever worked in a hotel? And he said, no. I said, why don't you meet a receptionist? She works there for 350 days a year. It doesn't matter what happens at home. She puts a smile on her face and she performs every single day, because everybody who walks through that reception needs to be happy. And his answer was, oh my God, that's a very difficult job. So remember, we're the happiest industry in the world. We employ the best talent in the world. We perform, because nobody's going to come to a hotel and remember how horrible we were or how unhappy we made them feel. And at the same time, we've got more people traveling than ever before in the history of mankind. That's what our industry is all about. Yes, we're going to have challenges. There's going to be wars. There's going to be sustainability, over tourism. Yes, there's going to be all that. But still, we are in the happiest industry in the world. So,
thank you very much for this very inspiring talk. Now,
I'm at the end of my career, so I'm allowed to say all that. If you want to hire me, I'm available.
no, we'll keep you in the career for a very long period. We need your expertise and we need your wisdom. Thank you very much for being with us here in Turkey, here in Istanbul, and on the stage for today.
I've got an enormous amount of friends here. This is home for me. Turkey in Istanbul is home, and the whole of Turkey. Oya and the board has been doing a phenomenal job. Yeah, just thank you for being so nice to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So we'll start watching.
And I'll get a
Netflix.
kiss as well, which is always a pleasure.
Thank you. And my next guest is Mrs. Nilsun Tümer. Müsaadenizle Türkçe'ye döneceğim.
With your permission, I'm going to turn to Turkish. It would be better for us to have our conversations in Turkish. She is the Business Development Director of IHG Group. Hello. She's so young. It's so lovely to see those young ladies at higher positions. It's so honoring for us. Yes, Ms. Nilsun is now with us. Billy Mans was supposed to be with us, but unfortunately, due to a technical problem, Billy couldn't be with us. But we're so glad to have you with us. Thank you very much. Hopefully, I will be as good as Billy Mine. So, actually, similarly, I would like to receive the viewpoint of IHG on similar issues. What do you think about the importance of, or the position of Turkey and the tourism in Turkey? Intercontinental Group and Resorts Hotel, IHG, has 6,500 open hotels and 2,200 under construction hotels, and we're available in more than 100 countries. Looking at the EMEA region, Europe is the biggest market, and there are 850 hotels of ours open in hotel, and 270 of them are under construction in Europe. Looking at the European markets, as a Turkish person, I can proudly say that 5 main markets have been identified. These are the apple of the eye of the IHG, and Turkey is amongst those 5. So, primarily with the great market from Great Britain and Germany and Spain and Turkey. These are the markets. Actually, growth is very significant for us. And for Q3, 2024 figures tell us a huge growth from the perspective of IHG. Looking at the performances of the hotels, this is what we can say. This is what we can say for the domestic visitors, and we can see that the number of domestic visitors has considerably increased in Turkey, as you know so well. We have 5 well-known brands of ours being operated in 32 hotels of ours. Actually, looking at the segments, they are luxury brands, but at the same time, they are mainstream brands. Six Senses is very well known in the luxury segment. They're available in Istanbul and Bodrum. Holiday Inn, Crown Plaza, Intercontinental, and Holiday Inn Express are the brands that we have. And apart from them, we have 12 projects in the pipeline. And we're so enthusiastic about launching the new brands. And we have Garner brand, which we have undersigned. And this is a mid-scale brand. It's a conversion of Holiday Inn Express. So we are in the proximity of Istanbul Airport with 126 rooms, which will be open in 2025. But at the same time, we can say that this brand has been recently launched, and there are 76 of them in the world, and one is going to be open in Turkey, which makes us so proud, which points out the fact that Turkey as a country is very much trusted by IHC, and it's very prestigious for the country. And at the same time, in the luxury segment, we have Vignette collection. And it will be launched in Turkey in 2025. It's almost completed, and therefore we believe that our brands will entice a lot of enthusiasm. Yes, it's important for you to be in every single segment. You have started to enter into the new cities in Anatolia, which is very nice. So what will be your priorities in 2025? Actually, as we've done all the time, our main priority is the investor, which is not a year-specific priority. We prioritize our relations with the investors. Actually, a global brand is trying to adapt itself to Turkey. We're trying to find the ways to be hand in hand with the investors. So throughout the lifetime of the brand, we would like to be with the team. Merve and I are from the development team.
Mimarımız, mühendisimiz, açılış, operasyon, revenue management, tüm ekiplerimiz.
So all the teams are Turkish, they're Turkish-speaking people, they are solution-oriented, this is what we do. So in terms of development priority, of course, the top 5 brands can be referred to, and especially in Anatolia, we know that the investors have their favorites in our brands, but in the markets like Istanbul and Bodrum, the investors are much more interested in new things, which would be much more lifestyle, which would be newer brands. So another advantage for us is our availability in management and in franchise. Of course, the approach of the group was towards the luxury segment, and they were interested in management, but we would not manage our mainstream brands. Actually, as of the beginning of the 1990s, we managed the Holiday Inn Plaza and Holiday Inn. So it means that our presence is there. Recently, soon we will open Intercontinental Ankara and Bursa. These openings point out our enlargement and luxury. Apart from Vignette and Garner, we will have more lifestyle type of brand, so Voco brand is going to be the twin of Intercontinental. This is what we would like to introduce. So Kimpton is the brand that gives me the enthusiasm. Actually, it concentrates on F&B, and the local culture is going to be promoted. Actually, you can do lots of business in Anatolia when it comes to gastronomy. So yeah, Mardin or Urfa can be the examples of it, or Black Sea can be the examples of it.
Böyle uzun vadeli konaklama biliyorsunuz şu anda bir
Extended stay is a trend in Turkey, so this is what's been requested. Looking at the preferences of the guests, of the customers. So in terms of hosting businessmen, businesswomen in an extended way, we have a special brand for it. And very shortly, I would like to say that on the side of the resorts, we are quite assertive. Iberis-starred brand of ours is available. We have a corporate partnership. So It is one of the biggest all-inclusive brands, so I can proudly say as a Turkish person that our Turkish investors are doing great in terms of brand development, and this is why the brands of IG will be merging with the resort know-how of IHG so that different levels can be achieved in different cities. This is what we are doing with an investor from Antalya in Holiday Inn Resort in Bodrum. So our Albert Star experience will be fortified thanks to the know-how of the Turkish investors. And thanks to that, we will be available with our brands in all-inclusive and in the luxury segment, plus the real estate, plus luxury resort. We'd like to be available in those too. So actually, we would like to develop the sales channels. So thanks to the partnerships, it's very nice for us to hear all of those from you. So in terms of sustainability, you have some activities. Can you please elaborate on that? So as a finance or banking person, I have two perspectives.
Bu ikisini bence birleştirmek.
We have environmental and financial sustainability, so we would like to have our own specific touch on the side of the investors, of course, in that sense, of course, in terms of energy efficiency.
Bizim de birçok sözümüz var. İşte o anlamda
We have lots to say when it comes to energy efficiency. Of course, we have embedded our approach into the standards of the brands. So, for example, LED lighting, the shower phones, when it comes to shower phones, or energy efficiency bulbs, energy efficient bulbs, we have employed many of those instruments. So we would like to keep the hotel personnel in the long run, thanks to our IG culture. So we have this scheme called Room for You. We're able to automate thanks to the AI, but without the human touch of the personnel, we cannot be in the top tier. Thank you very much. We're out of our time. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you.
Çok mersi.
Büyük zevk.
Teşekkürler. Çok.